Good morning, chat. All right. All right. Good morning, chat. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Is today a bank holiday? And why is my screen so zoomed in? Chat, was it always this, did we always look like this? Or is this like, was it always this zoomed in? I can't remember. Does it look like more zoomed in today? It's the same. All right. All right, cool. All right, chat, good morning. Yeah, let's see what we got today. I think no, this looks really zoomed in. Is it because it's on? $100x 100. Let's do 110. Oh wait, no, this is on 100 and this should be on 125. Alright, fuck it, we'll leave it like this. Alright. Yeah, let's see what we got today. I think it's just nothing going on today. It's just price. And I think we are still sitting in the same range, right? Yeah, so yeah, it looks like we're kind of still stuck here. What happened on Friday? So Friday was over here. Thursday, let's go to here. Thursday, Friday, yeah, NY kind of made its way up and then faked right back into the range. You end up filling those leg candles. I think we took some sells, right? Am I tripping? I think so. What do we get? Yeah, we did take sells. So we took the sells and then yeah, there was a little gap on the opening, right here. So Sunday opening, I think the gap down was, what is this, like 250 pips? Nothing too crazy, but yeah, there was a gap down and then opened up again, top wick, and then continued making its way down to like 2 a.m. last night. And then after that, pulled back up, made a lower high, came back to retest the same lows, and it's kind of just been in this range since. So yeah, I mean, you've been hovering here since maybe 1 a.m. London session last night. So hopefully that picks up. But it doesn't look like you had much. I think it was just like 200 pips and then just sitting in this range now for like 270. So hopefully that gets better. There's no nyse, so it's like nothing really driving price. I think for the week you do have CPI tomorrow, which is like a pretty big you said stream faster, pretty big folder. CPI tomorrow. Wednesday is core PPI, and then Thursday is retail sales. Oh yeah, it's a pretty eventful week actually. Holy, retail sales, and then Friday is nothing. So yeah, nothing today. CPI, Wednesday PPI, Thursday retail sales. So this is Monday and Friday. So yeah, pretty eventful week. I hope, I mean, today if it can move, that'd be nice too. Otherwise it's gonna be a really slow session. But yeah, let's see. How's the daily look? Daily candle looks. Daily looks here. I can't tell. What is this? This is like bullish, gap down. I guess it looks somewhat like this at the moment. So you're probably wondering, like, well, daily candle has no top wick. Can that daily candle flip now? Right? Like, are we able to come up and flip today? I think there's a high chance that price won't off of where you are, because I think this move down, if anything, will be like, technically you're still holding these ranges here. So this could still be a lower high on a daily, right? And this is a lower high on a daily, then you end up just making your way down to the bottom of the range here, which is gonna kind of be something like this, right? If you were to be making a lower high, right? Because then it's just gonna come back down to retest the lows. Like overall, if you zoom out, it's been already bearish. Or you had this massive move over the last couple of like the last 2 months or so, and then since like April has been seeing this range. So still sitting in this range, right? The only difference is you did create a bit of structure, right? So like we don't know for sure yet. Like we don't know whether this could still be a higher low to make its way up, right? That can also be a scenario too. But off of what we have on the daily, like this could easily be a lower high, right? Looking at it from here, this is your previous highs, and this could easily be a lower high. And if it is, then the bottom of the range is here. If you break the bottom of the range, or we're breaking the lows, right, 1, 2, third time, and there's a high chance that this could still be mirrored because this is still the overall initial move down, right? That happened 2 months ago. So that's kind of where we're sitting on the daily. But yeah, no top wick. I mean, we'll pay attention to the small time frame to see like how much that comes near flipping, right? Or if it comes up for like lower highs, like those things are going to be very important. But I think what's possible today probably is going to be looking at this as well as wick entry sells, right? As you come up for the first time, especially if you come up towards like the daily flip areas, I think we can take wick entry sells for like the first initial reactions, right? So for instance, like maybe when you come up, if you come up towards 47.15, like this thing is pushing pretty decent right now, but 47.15, all right, let's just say 300 pips away. If you come straight up towards that area without like any pullbacks, and there could be maybe lower zones we could use too, like between 47.02 to 47.15, because if this is your first initial move up, you're expecting a higher low, right? And that higher low could take you back down to retest the lows, to continue opening. It could take you back up to continue higher, right? But you're looking for the first initial reaction, right? Coming down towards like the next minor support. And then you're looking at 47.15 to 46.98, right? That's a nice range there. So that can be something we can look forward to. This thing is pushing pretty nicely here. So let's see, 40. Let me see what levels I can find, because maybe we can get a head start to these wick entry sells. But it's looking like 47.23. 47.19. Leg candle fill here, so you feel that leg candle is something right here. So we can put 47.04, 47.05, and then let's see how far is that. That is still 110 pips away, so that's pretty decent. And then after that, you got 47.21. What's 47.40? 4740 point. I think 4715 to 4705 areas would be a lot better here. What's this? Maybe 4711 here. That won't be too bad. And your top of the range is going to be, you can probably put a little higher up here. All right, so we can mark that up. 4760, we'll pay attention to that. Right, just like the overall resistance. If this is your support zone, your major zone is going to be around here. Yeah, it's cool. We'll leave it 4635, so we'll leave that, and then we'll leave this right here. And yeah, 4711 here. So we could get wick entry sells, right? If you continue to push up towards like 4711, 980 without like pulling back and just like without creating structure, we can definitely look for wick entry sells as a first initial reaction, as long as you don't, you know, react. But this volume kind of came out of nowhere just now, so that's very good. That's early volume. That's good. I was afraid that it was gonna be like a really slow session. Like we're just gonna be hovering that range until like forever. But yeah, it's good. 4711, which is like I think 150 pips away still from breaking the highs, right? So I'll leave that there. What else do I have here? 4760, 4711, 4635. What was the top one? 4760. All right, cool. So yeah, I think I'll leave it like that. Yeah, I think that's good for now. We could get the same exact entries as we had on Friday too. I don't know if Friday we had a wick entry sell. I think it was just a sell, right? But if we get the wick entry sell at 4711, it's like roughly the same trade we had, like the last two trades we had, really same areas. Okay. But yeah, it's pretty simple session. Looking at price right now, this volume kind of came out of nowhere, so this idea just arrived. And if we create like structure on the way up, we'll just like end up adjusting the wick entry sell zone, or we'll either remove the idea if it exceeds a certain structure point. But I don't think that will be until you break above like 4760, right? If you just continue to go up without creating a higher low, you're like expecting the higher low to form before doing anything else next. Like you gotta, it's like a higher low here, but nothing too crazy. I think it could be a lot better. So hopefully it's not that. And then I think for buys up here, I think that's more so above like 4760 for me, unless you like really create structure in the way up. Like if you start pulling back, creating higher lows, and then continue making your way up, then there could be ideas within this range. But I think high probability, more so above like here if you continue up. All right. And then as for the daily, I said earlier, like yeah, I said high chance that you won't like end up coming back up towards the highs, right? So we'll monitor that. If like you start to create like these higher lows on the way up, right, it just means that higher chance it has to continue following that structure, right? So that's gonna be very important. That's why we want to get the wick entry sells so that we can be part of the flip if there is one. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I think as the session goes on, we'll have more stuff applied and added and adjusted maybe. Anything is set up here. Why is this so weird today? All right, cool. What will be stops for the wick entry sells? Same as last sells because they were around the same zone. Yeah, I think so. I think if we get the wick entry sells, it'll be, what is this? 47. For 7-11, I think we'll get. Yeah, 48.38. So then that's gonna be like 1,200 reps. I think that's pretty tight for stops. How much was that first rejection here? This was like 100 or no? Yeah, 90. It's not bad. That's pretty good. New 15 here, new 30 here. So hopefully no bottom wick, just a straight pop up. You said, do I expect it to continue climbing? Do you think? I wouldn't say I think it's gonna continue climbing, but if it does, then we have entries at 47.11. I just don't know if it's gonna climb. I don't know if it's gonna climb from here. I don't know if it's gonna create a higher low. Right, we're in that stage where like this is the first move up since like Sunday opening. So you're just looking for the next part of the cycle, which is like the range and pullback or range and liquidity cycle, right? On a small tie from there, that's your pullback and structure. So I don't know if it's gonna continue climbing, but if it does up towards like 47.11, that will be where we'll look for entries at. You said I look younger now with this haircut, so I don't look like Unc. What's up, Eddie? Let's see, 47.11. You're approaching it. 100 and what's that? 130 pips, 140 pips away. Yeah, so pencil stops are, what was it, 1200 US, and then lots are gonna be, I think 0.08 lot. So let me just add that for now. 0.0. Cool. So wick entry sells, right? Like I'm looking at 47.11. Like it doesn't have to be too perfect, but around like 47.10, 47.11. Just there's no buy limit for me, or I mean sell limit. It's gonna be market execution, so it could be quick, right? So if you're on YouTube, you know, you might wanna just be cautious of the YouTube delay. It might be a little YouTube delay, okay? Time barber? No, we don't do that. You said RIP the Asian session? The Asian sellers? Let's see. Could be an earlier trade. Like really early today, before 9. That's been happening a lot, huh? I think the cycles have shifted a little bit. At what point do you think you can quit your job to trade? When do you think? Like, when do you think would be the best? Because I think it's when you're like comfortable. Like, you have like enough funds and you have an account to trade without worrying that if you blow the account, you won't gotta go get a job again. You have a comfortable amount of money to live with. You could, I'm not no financial advisor, but you know, you just gotta be comfortable. So whatever comfort is to you, right? It's all different for everybody. But whatever comfort is for you, and like, I don't know your circumstances, you know what I mean? I don't know your age, I don't know what part of life you're going through. So there's a bunch of factors that I can't really answer that for. But you know when, or you should know when will be a good time, right? You don't want to rush it though. The amount of people I heard that, like, you know, quit their job, full-time job too, to go trade, and then next thing you know, they can't, like, they realize they weren't consistent enough, right? And next thing you know, they kind of gotta go back to their job after. So it happens. But you gotta make sure you're consistent, right? Not just like 1 month consistent, not 3 months. Like, make sure you've been doing this for a while. Like, it's okay to also work a job too and also trade. It doesn't have to be one or the other, right? Sometimes it's just about building capital. But you can't expect to be working like, I don't know, maybe some people, but you know, like work a job for like 10 years and then have like one winning week in trading and just quit because you made more than you made in, let's say, a week of trading compared to like 6 months of working. All right, but like, how long can you keep that going for, right? How consistent can you be is the real question. But it's hard, it's kind of hard to answer that, you know? Oh yeah, true that too. True that. Good morning, Reggie. Oh, I didn't see you up there too. I don't know why your name just says T dot dot dot. It doesn't. It never says your whole Discord name. AFK. What's up? Me be like 5 years ago. Quit my job full time after 2 payouts. True. I still have this cough lingering, man. There you go. I have a client who's full-time trader, but he also still codes for a living because that makes him 140K a year. As man, you need purpose, and purpose isn't sitting behind the screen and finding your models. You gotta be productive and do stuff, accomplish things, and not just numbers on the screen. Not numbers on the screen. True. You know, like every like 21, 22-year-old would like dream for that though. Not probably 23 too. Like, oh man, if I can just trade in the morning and trade in the morning and then do whatever with the rest of my day, right? But then the hard part is like now just trying to fill out the rest of your day, especially when you don't have a purpose. You just get bored. Holy, this cough. So this is a leg candle fill right here, guys. Right before this 47.10, like 47.05 is a leg candle. What's up? Good morning. What up, Untraceable Jack? What's up, man? Donvo, what's up? Oh, we got 220 people in here. I didn't realize. I just opened up YouTube. But 22 likes though, guys. I think we can get a little more than that. It's a Monday. You know? Teaching? Yeah, no, that's for sure. Something that I like doing. Direction today seems going up for now. Yeah, it looks like it's going up for now. You've had I think this is the first bullish push up since the London Asian move. So yeah, it looks like it's going up right now. I think we're still in the range, like overall. But I think Friday really helped, or Sunday actually last night helped. I think direction could be coming soon. I don't know if it's gonna come today, but you did break out of this range, and so now you can start like kind of picking up, shifting back into the range. You can get another fake out above, back down. A lot can happen still. But yeah, it is going up since Asian London last night, right? Pretty large candle came out of nowhere. This 5-minute candle here. Chast to sleep today. I'm gonna sleep today too. I'm still waking up here. I woke up at like 6, but I went to bed like kind of late at 12:30. I got trust issues. I think this is not a bullish sign. What, with the charts? I mean, oh, week 15 closure. Chat, music too loud? All right, I can hear myself now. I guess it's bearish. Need a good position to enter. Bearish? I think it's a little too early to say bearish as well. Unless you're talking about the higher time from the, yeah, for sure. Higher time from for sure. That candle came from news, was it? Oh yeah, 22 minutes ago. So that's good. Yeah, still no pullbacks here, right? Still no pullbacks. My Canadian just came out, but still no pullbacks here. Let's see, can you make a push up towards like 47.10? Or are we just gonna reject prior? Hopefully no rejection prior. No, is that just rebroke the lows? I think so. So hopefully no rejection here. I mean, if we get rejections ahead, then this is just a lower high, right? And then if this is a lower high, then you got continuations down, you got continuations where you can take breakouts and all of that at, right? You don't need to take this wick entry sell. It can also be breakouts. It's just that we're not directionally bearish enough yet to actually take the wick entry sells. I mean, the breakouts. So you want to see that occur. Where was this? This was 46.98. I don't think I had it 46.98. I think it was just, I think the closest I had was 47.05. So a little higher than this, maybe like up here. Not the closest. So yeah, nothing there. But I think this is now, let's see if this breaks, but this could be a steeper higher low. What's up, Cookie? If 30-minute closes above 4,700, it's a buy. If it doesn't, well, done. This 4 hour time frame is bullish or bearish. What we waiting for? We are waiting to see what happens when price breaks out of the range. We're waiting to see if this is going to be lower highs being printed to make our way down, or we are going to see if price is going to end up filling the range. So how we'll be able to tell is by going to the smaller time frame, paying attention to the pushes up or down. In this case, it's pushing up. You barely had any pullbacks on the way up, which means that you don't have liquidity, which means that high chance to get liquidity. So if there's high chance to get liquidity on a bullish move, there's a move down within that bullish push. So that's what we're looking to grab right now, because that's the closest thing. If you make your way up above to 47.10 without pulling back, just straight pops up, we're looking for a higher low to continue, or we're looking for the wick entry sells to continue down, right? But either way, we're looking for just the first initial reaction. So we don't know whether it's gonna come up, reject, or come up and drive, right? But we know it's gonna come up and give you a reaction at that zone or near that zone. So now we're just monitoring like these higher lows on the way up, which are very key. So yeah, like I don't know like as for direction, like where we're gonna be headed today yet, but in terms of like the next part of the move is what I'm expecting is the liquidity part. That can be at 47.10, that can go all the way up towards like 47.34, right? But off of like the higher lows is what we'll pay attention to. So if you ask them like bullish or bearish, I don't know, because this can also still flip bearish, right? Well, maybe not the 4, but the daily. 4 is going to close in 8 minutes here, so this is going to close bullish. And you can probably say, well, if it's closing bullish, isn't that a fake out? Shouldn't it go up, right? That's what it should do. But if it doesn't, next time it opens up, instead of just driving all the way through the top of the range, it opens up. Let's say it comes up towards 47.10 on the opening, no bottom wick. You're expecting a flip. You can still be rejected and then still hover within this range. It can still be in the same areas. It won't even lead to a breakout, right? Because you're still gonna be holding these zones. Because you're still in this range. So yeah, that is like what's next. Yes, new haircut. Yes. This is like the shortest I've had my hair in like, I think 3 years. You know how annoying it is to be Asian and have like long hair? It's like in your eyes like all day. Unless you put like a shit ton of product in it. Damn. I feel like this chat is just one person saying, yo, it's bullish. The next person saying, nah, man, FVG means for bearish. Someone else saying it's gonna fill the gap. The next person says buy. Next person says sell. Next person calling out zones. Damn. It's like up and down. This forward closing will be engulfing candle next forward, higher chance of going up. Correct. Higher chance of going up, which means that it should go up. And if it doesn't, then that is something that you want to look out for. Macro fundamental analysis is bearish. All right. Yeah, I think that news came out, push price up. That what time was it? 8:20. I thought it was comics open, to be honest. So that's like around the time it started to move at too. 8:20 comics. Coincidentally with the news that came out. That's pretty cool. $47.23. What's that right here? I think that's a zone 2. Yeah, it could be a zone. I think that's my next zone if you create more structure towards like 47.10. How far is this from the break of the high? Is 110. I think it's still doable. Oh, this is a push. This could be some. Playlist. I'm just kind of playing like random lo-fi on Spotify. Just search up lo-fi. You probably will find better than what I'm playing. Cause I'm playing a copyright version. Copyright playlist. All right, here we go. Re-breaking the highs here. Can you get a push up towards 4711.99? Let's see. I think daily candle about to re-break the highs. So I said that wasn't going to be possible, but I think I was looking at making the assumption way too soon. Let's see. Could be. Yeah, gap's closing. Any recommendations for books to understand chart reading and patterns? Yeah, you go to admeast.com, ameast.com for the playbook, and then read up the V1 playbook and the V2. And that should have, I think V2 has a little more info. What's up, Carl? Yeah, playbook's free. Both versions are free. Playbook V3 coming out probably not this year, probably like in maybe 2 years. The next one, it's like albums. But yeah, it's all free. And the stream's free. No problem, man. Let's see, 4 opening here, guys. So could be if you pop up without bottom wicks, that'd be perfect. That'd be nice. I think you only got like 80 pips to go, so it's not too bad. And we're looking for wick entry sales at like around like 47 10, 47, 11 zones, okay? So get ready here. 0.08 lot we said earlier. Stops are going to be, I think we said 48, 38, so to around 1200 pips. So it's pretty tight today. 0.08 is a lot size. $50 more pips. And then I think if we, let's see, if we get the exact, let's say we get the exact entry at 47.11 TP, we can probably try attempt like 47.01, like right here. BE zones will be like right here. Trail stops will be right below. So BE like 17, trail stops 32. Yeah, continuing trailing below there. So hopefully no pullbacks here. This is fine, that's nothing. Let's see how far you got. You got 50 pips here to go. So close. I think a pullback would be like if you, let's say come down towards the flip or something, then re-break, right? Because then you're gonna have to move that. And I think next for us above like 47.11 is like 47.20, 47.19 area. So let's see, almost there. 22 more. Top wick sell, yeah, the wick entries. So no sell limits, chat. No sell limits. It's gonna be market X for me. But yeah, there will be a little delay on YouTube if you're watching from YouTube and not Divis01. You tap 07 here, right? These are just minor zones too. These were like our B zones, trail stop zones, right? But they also could be zones that price may hover at or even reject that too. But we had in this case 47.11, 0.23. How much is this rejection so far? That was 24. Not bad. I think this is also a daily leg candle body. $47.18. I think that's what's next. $47.18, 165. So let's put that just in case we move it. Around there. Yeah, like a minor pullback here again. You got a pullback here, you got another pullback here, so Let's see if this is like gonna pull back again. I think if it does, we'll move it. If it's not on this push here, pay attention here. 47.11, almost there. One more push. Nope. All right, that was close. But you got a pullback here, so I think that was close. But we're not gonna use the same zone now, right? You want the first initial reaction, so I'm gonna move it up towards 47.18 or 47.09 here. 47.17.09 is what's next, okay? Could even be here 47.15 too, but it won't be 47.11 because you just pulled back right as you came up towards it. So stops are a little tighter too, I think, just by a bit though. Get ready here though. 47.15, 47.17 zones, all right? Almost there. I think BE zones are gonna be maybe like right here. That's 20 pips in profit. Trail stops are right below it. I think TP will attempt like something like this. So it could be 100 pips. All right, one more push. 47.15. Get ready to chat YouTube. There might be a delay, okay? So you, all right, there you go. Wick entry sells. Did it go through? I think it did. It did go through. So BEs for us will be, I think we're looking more so towards here. So when it hits 47.13, at that point will be break even. I think right below there is going to be a trail stop. So if it taps 47.12.20, we'll move stops from break even to in profit from the previous zone. And then I think below we'll just keep trailing. Below 47.12 is 47.10 and then so forth, okay? Yeah, I think if you can clear like 47.09, I think that's when you can get a runner below 47.09, but just monitor this for now. All right, so I think we are now going to move stops to BE here. Break even. Next zone, if it taps that, will be trail stops in profit. Looks like spreads are kind of tight still. I don't know if we'll survive this. I would expect a stronger drive down. This can just be a higher low, right? You want to see like a really much stronger drive than these pullbacks down here that occurred. But yeah, BE or a little bit in profit, you can say for now. Can we get a runner here? You know, we only peaked like 20, nothing crazy. And no runner. All right. So just like a BE. We tried. I think we got at most there was like 23. And then I think our trail stops are like right here. So we're really close. But this rejection is still pretty, like the spreads are still pretty wide here on the way down. So you could get a steeper pullback, which means that this can be a steeper push up before getting the actual liquidity, right? If it's not here, don't get me wrong, you still reject it here, right? You still got a little reaction here, but if it breaks that high, then your next zone is going to be 47.22, so you can probably reattempt it up at those zones, 47.27 and all of that. I think we'll journal that out, and then we'll see what we can do next, okay? But I think it was pretty good too. We moved it from 47.11 up towards like 47.15, right, due to like that small minor pullback. So there was like barely any drawdown. Otherwise, I think we'll still be sitting in drawdown here if we did enter at 47.10. I think that was pretty good. But yeah, next is gonna be, I think I'm looking at 47.22, so that price make its way up if it does. And again, still looking at the small time frame, you still have not gotten the higher lows or steeper pullback yet, right? Like, aside from this. But let's go journal this out. Okay, so what day is it today? May 11th. So let's go 5/11/2026. What time is that trade? 9:06. Normals, sells. That was just liquidity on like expecting it to happen, expecting liquidity to occur on, you can say 30, 1 hour, 5:15. I think 30 to 1 makes the most sense here. So let's go to that and put 30. Wick entries, 4 stops, 30-minute TP, that's large smart resistance, minute 31. Just expected liquidity at 30. Again, I'm being like a little above in profit, so I do have to put that 1.92. Lots 0.08, right? And then drawdown, no drawdown, or maybe a little bit here. Negative 5 pips. Max profits were 22. So I think we've been getting like BEs like 3 trades in a row there. 3 BE trades in a row. Thursday, Friday, and Monday. That was BE. What do we get there? 2.4 pips. Sorry, chat, my cough is like still here, so I gotta mute my mic often. Now 6, gold, sells, wick entries, liquidity, wick entries, 15, full, or 30-minute time frame, full, and that was 2.4. So yeah, nothing crazy, just like a BE, but I think our next zones are approaching here. Small like higher lows in the way up too, so yeah, let's see. You're looking at, what do we have here? 22. Let's remove these older zones. If you break this, that's gonna be the 4-hour body reaction. Could it be here? How much is this reaction? This is 150. So from 47.34, 47.23. After 34 is 44. Let's see. Okay, we got 32. Maybe 32 here won't be too bad. Or 31. 47, 31.611 won't be too bad. From there, coming down towards like 25, you have pretty clean traffic. If you get runners, you get runners. I think that's what's next. I think I'll leave like 31 probably here. 47, 31. So let this drive up here. I mean, if you want to take your buys up aren't a bad idea, right? I just don't have enough liquidity to confirm whether we can continue driving up. So that's why I'm more interested in taking wick entry sells. In terms of probability, you're expecting higher low, so wick entry sells give you that higher low to continue going up, or in some cases could even start to make your way back down, right, for some structure. But yeah, wick entry buys up or continuation of buys up aren't too bad. I think if we break above like 47.60 today, that's when I'm gonna start looking for actual buys. Above there too, I think that's enough to take wick entry buys, because then at that point you're just bullish, so you can take wick entry buys as you're pulling back for higher lows instead of taking the wick entry sells to confirm liquidity, right? Because once you have liquidity, you don't need liquidity to continue driving. Like, you have enough of higher lows, and as you drive up, you can just continue driving, right? Because that liquidity is going to confirm whether it's going to pull back, start reversing, or pulling back to start creating more structure to go up, right? So then you can just take your wick entry buys as you have confirmation. But I have 47.31 next here, okay? So not 22. I think that's just our range there. If you get 31, I think you have like 60 pips within that range. 31 to 25, right? Maybe a little higher. 25.162, around there. I think TP can probably be somewhere down here. 140, something like that. All right, it's not an NYSE yet. You're already moving this much, so this is very good. So you're almost there. We can get a second entry here, guys. Same idea. As for stops and lots, I think we can probably use the same. Maybe we can use a different stop actually. 1600 pips. So we can maybe use 0.07. Get ready here though. One more push here could get the wick entry sells once again. Hopefully no pullbacks on the way up from here, and just one straight rejection. What's up, Addy? I didn't see you. What's wrong with Discord? All right, get ready here, guys. One more push. The re-break of this high. Could be a little earlier, right? So if you're on YouTube, there might be a slight delay. Just a warning. But we're looking for a wick entry sell. So looking at market X, just need to break this high. And you're right there, 28 pips away from tapping 31. I think BEs are right here. If you get the entry, should be around 27. Is that it? I think if it breaks below 22, that might be it. If you hold that, you got life here still. What's up, Wicked? All right, chat. Wick entry sells right there. I think TP will attempt like, I think we can probably attempt like 47.16, 47.18. BEs for me, since we had a little earlier entry, I think that would be if you re-break below 47.26, 47.2686, that'll be BEs. And then trail stops could be right a little below, like 47.26 zones. And then we got a little drawdown here. We got 47.24. What else do we have? 47.22. And yeah, if you break below 21, I think that's your clean traffic. If you're able to break all of the structure, because these are just minor zones, right? But if you're able to break all these minor zones, boom, 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 boom. Below here should be clean traffic straight towards the flip, and that could be your runner. So we'll put TP down here. Obviously, we'll manage off of these zones, right? Don't forget them. Wow, we tapped 30 on the dot. If we had a 30 entry. But yeah, BE will be 26.86, okay? So I think that's like if this 1 hour of 5-minute candle flips bearish here, that should take you down pretty heavy. Get ready. Get ready. It could be a quick trail. If it flips, it could take you straight down towards 26. So we're going to trail from break even to probably like 15 in profit here. And then below there, can continue trailing. Oh, re-breaking here. You said too much news to sell. I think if like we're like looking for like reversals, but we're looking for higher lows, if anything, to continue driving up, right? With the lack of structure. So it's not like we're expecting like this to occur, you know? It's kind of just, let's say these are your ranges from above, like this minor range here. You're expecting just like higher lows to continue driving up, right? If anything. And if not, then it's on our side. We can get runners, right? But it's not like we're expecting like a all-time reversal of like the NY move, just like a higher low, same, just following structure. That's all that really is. Why is there a 5-second delay on YouTube? Because it's free, and that's I put on the lowest. So if it's 5 seconds, that's the best I can do. If you're in DVSO1, there will be no delay. It will be straight live. Hey, this thing made a steeper high, so if it flips here, get ready. You could be trailing pretty quick, right? The spreads are pretty tight too in the second weight on the second time coming down. So once this flips, just be ready, BE, and then continue trailing. I think chances for a runner could be a little lower here, but let's see. You can get 26, that'll be nice, minimum. All right, there's a 5-minute flip. Can you go BEs? All right, so move stops to BE. And that's it. Second attempt, same result. So you came down, tap 47.2686. We moved stops to BEs. That was the plan. And just another BE trade. That's 4 BEs in a row. How many more BEs are we gonna get? But yeah, BEs are like 26.86, and then if it pushed through 26, I was hoping it would, since it made a steeper high. You can get a drive right through this range towards like 26.24. So we could have got runners. But yeah, we'll go journal. We'll come back, see where we're at. Don't mind all these minor zones now, right? Who knows? Maybe this might be the high. You might come down from here. But I think my next zone, if it's not 30, it's gonna be like at least 47.51 probably. 47.51, 47.60. So we'll see. This is not our idea. I'm assuming there will be. I think could be more directional though next, but we'll see. I gotta go journal this out and then we'll come back. All right, chat. So second attempt at the wick entry sells at a different price point. I think we got a little more in pips there because we trailed it by a bit, but nothing crazy, right? Just BEs if anything. So that was 918. New York, gold, bearish, bias, bearish. No, it's bullish today. Bullish to continue. Sells, this is just gonna be liquidity. It's the same idea on the 1 hour this time. Wick entries, 4 hour stops, 30-minute time frame. BE points were that's largest point resistance. BEs, minutes. We used 30 in the 1 for liquidity. time frame was, I think the 30 into 1. Put the 1 now. Hey, I think we're just rigging the win rate here with these trail stops BE. 1.61. What was that? 2.3. Max drawdown. Was there drawdown there? I think there was a bit more drawdown this time, right? But clearly you can see it. Chat, still no steeper pullbacks, and I think this move up could be a bit stronger on the way up. So I think you can still get a wick entry sell that's gonna give you a runner. I don't think it's gonna be here though, right? Because it's breaking the highs. So you're looking at 47.52 next, right? So let that drive up. That's gonna be 170 pips, and then maybe we can get a runner, or maybe who knows. If you break 60, you can also get just continuation of buys because it's gonna be more bullish directionally, right? But yeah, let me just finish this up real quick. So drawdown was how much then? 23 pips. $17. Exit. BE hit on the minute. BE. So what are we up today? Let's see, 2 BEs combined, we're up like 5 pips. Nice. W day. Let's see, what do we got? $3.53. So let's put 353. That is 0.14% to start the Monday off so far. So let's see if that could be a bit higher today, or it might be it. All right. Screen looking a little dull today. Maybe it's gonna be, maybe it's my settings. It's like a little more like, does it look good in a good, like dull in a good way or a bad way? Trying to see, maybe it's my colors. No filters there. Capture method. I don't know. Dawn, it was a buy after all. Well, I never said it wasn't a buy, right? I was just looking for more so of like this move within it, right? You can look for different things within the pushes up or pushes down. You don't always have to just follow the trend or like take breakouts, right? So there's like different ways to get in and out. I was looking for, so instead of just like taking the breakout buys, I was looking to see if we can get in as part of the wick entry sells, because I don't think we have liquidity yet on price. And I think for us to like stay bullish, because either way, if we stay bullish and create higher lows, we'll have enough structure and then we'll have more buys anyways, right? So you can always take the buys. But we can be part of like the actual pullback, right? Maybe this will be it. Before the push up. So I wasn't interested in the buys until 47.60, right? If you break that, if you can clear through all of this range above 47.60, that's when I'm looking for continuation of buys up towards like next ranges, which is like up here at 47.94 and all of that. But I still don't think we have liquidity. But that doesn't mean like, you know, where we get entries from is like, that's where we're expecting a rejection, right? Like you can, next zone is 5.2. So 5.2 to 60 is where our next wick entry styles will be. I think that'll be the last time, because if you break above that area today, if you break above 60, that's going to be your breakout, right? It can still be a fake out back into the range, obviously. But if you pull back after that and then you continue to hold the ranges back above these areas, you got buys and breakouts for days, right? But yeah, NYSE open here. Let's see. Maybe this kind of open up will push it straight up. Still got 180 pips to go, but that is the next zone, okay? As to what we're looking for. It's like 47.50 zones. Yeah, we took 2 trades here. Let me put this in the trades taken. So we did what do we do? Gold sells. I'm just gonna put BEs. Make it easier. BEs. You know what? Let's be truthful. Let's put plus 2.4, 2.3, I don't know what percentage this is. 0.14. Oh, making our way up. 0.14, so 0.08, 0.06. All right, chat. So yeah, still like a long day ahead here. Very long day ahead. But we have early volumes. That's very good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why it's grayed out like that. Thanks, guys. 62 likes. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you have any questions about those trades, let me know. I think we have a little break period here. Watching price drive up here for a little bit, so probably the best time to explain things before we get another active potential trade. What's this? 60 after the 60. I think 60 should be pretty good, or 50 should be pretty good here. We're at these highs. Might even be 48. And let's see, what our stop's gonna be for this one if we get wick entry sells again. I think 1500. We'll use 4903. So lots would be, I think, same, like 0.07. 0.07 lots if you get another wick entry sell. Let's see, 130 away. What's up? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, maybe a third trade here. Third attempt. I wouldn't mind taking a wick entry sells here. Well, at this price, yeah, if you have levels here, you definitely could. I think there's something right here too. So hopefully it waits for us, but got something here as well. Minor zones. Chat, how's the delay been when I've been entering the wick entry sells? Not been too bad on YouTube. Wouldn't it be valid? Yeah, I think if you have like zones, it could be valid. Like it, you know, I have these zones. Doesn't mean it's like only these zones I could reject. Like there are times where we're off, right? So it could reject here, and that could be the higher low. That could be the higher low and liquidity and all of that if it's a steep pullback. Third minute opened up no bottom wick too, so that really helps. But yeah, if you have something here, I can see something here. There's like some minor zones here. I just have 47, 48. That's what I have next. Oh, you know what it is? It might be because HDR is on. So it's like really bright. What did I just see there? Let's see. We're close. Not like not 80 pips, so depending on this volume, could be quick. Maybe an initial reaction out to 5 to the left. Yeah, there's something here. It's like struggling to break through here right now too. Let's see. I think this is a good BE zone though, or TP though. If you get a 48, because this is going to be your future support, right? 47, 39, like 9 pip range. How much is this on the break it highs? 8 pips. Yeah, I think if you also get steeper higher lows as well again, we'll probably move it up towards 47.60. If you get more higher lows going up towards 48, right? And then I think after that we have, I think just continuation. Maybe you can get one more at 87 if it continues driving up towards there. But I think 47.60 above there is when we're start looking for buys after the pullback, right? So something like this, and then pull back, and if it continues to hold 60, re-break the highs, continue to make structure, we can start taking buys. But that's when I'll be bullish. It's either you break structure or you form enough structure to drive up that would lead us to being more bullish. Otherwise, this can still flip, right? On the 4, it's only been 40 minutes. No higher lows yet. So very high chance that is to occur. All right, pushing up here. Get ready here for 48, guys. 47, 48 levels. And I think we move our stops up a little bit. So it's going to be 49.02. So still around like that 1500 mark. When you said BE, it was already past my BE. Yeah, I think I have my BE like maybe like a couple pips right below in profit. Yeah, you might have gotten slipped, or maybe late entry with the delay. Would it be reasonable TP to target 46.88? 46.88. That's gonna be we're not looking for a reversal here, so it's gonna be a little difficult. Like if anything, you're looking for a higher low, right? So look left to see like on the 4, like at what zones can be printed those higher lows, right? Like you gotta break 30, and then you have 15, then you have the 4-hour flip could give you the strongest runner, but maybe up until like 46.71. I guess that's where you have targets. You could attempt it for sure, but just remember to trail stops and profit, or BE at least, right? All right, guys, one more push here. Get ready. 47.48. If you can break. I think here would be BEs. I think here will be BEs and trail right below. Yeah, you definitely could target whatever you want. Just remember to like have your BEs and everything set, right? As long as you have that set, you'll be good. Because then you have ways to manage, not just like hoping that it's gonna go straight down or else. All right, here we go. You broke the highs, can you get a pop? What's up, Biza? Good morning. No, that might have been it. Let's see, was there a low earlier? I think so. He just broke the lows again. So hopefully this isn't gonna be the drive. Our candles look way different. What's wrong with them? slowing down here. No strong rejection yet though, so still good. I think he was here earlier, Penzo. All right, could this be? Get ready. Third time's a charm. And wick entry sells. We are in wick entry sells. Remember, BE zones are going to be right here. So 25 pips, maybe like a little lower. And then trail stops, like probably 47, 43. And then I think below there you got more zones here. So 47, 39. And then all of these other zones here on the way down too. All right, so third attempt, same ideas, different price points as you continue to drive up without liquidity. Very key. So yeah, I'm not expecting a reversal, but just a higher low to occur, right? Within a small time frame. So can we get a BE? I think trail stops might be a little higher here since the BE is a little further away now. 28 pips BE, so a little more room here on this trade. What else is there? 47.19. All right, so move stops to break even, trail stops and profit. We are finally in profit, trailing in profit. Third attempt. If you can break through here, next zone is going to be down here, but it looks like we got out, trail stops and profit. So what did we do there? 28. That's not bad. I think that's pretty pretty good. 28. You took 20. Yeah, you said fuck it, no more BEs for a day. I'm taking the full 20. Yeah, I was hoping we can break that, but 43, right? That's like a minor zone. Looking at price, you can just see right here, just off the reactions. Next zones are down here. So if you still have stops at break even, you didn't trail, these are the upcoming zones. So 41 here, right? So you might see a reaction here, and then after that becomes 39, and then 36. I think my TP would have been maybe, I think here's a pretty good TP, like 30, 36. But look, finally, third time's a charm, right? Let's see how long this goes on for, because this might be the actual liquidity, right? So far, like the biggest pullback you've had since this move up has been down here. Wasn't anything too crazy. I think it was like 84 pips. So this one right here was 90. So far the largest. Is it enough to say that we're bullish yet? I think a little more. I think if you can come down towards 30, that would be nice. 30 and then a push back up. That would secure the first higher low for the buys, and you can get continuations, right? So like again, 3 times today, wick entry sells, same idea. We're not focused on like breakouts here today yet, just because looking at the higher time frame, this has no liquidity on this move up. This move just came up of nowhere today, right? No liquidity. So instead of looking for, okay, how can we get in the buys, we're looking for, okay, what's the next stage in price? Like if price is just driving, you're expecting a pullback, right? So then you find your major zones, or yeah, major zones or minor zones for potential reactions for a higher low to continue driving up. So you're still bullish. Like we're still looking for sells as part of the buys here. We're not looking for a reversal. Right? I just want to make that very clear, because I think when people think about wick entries, they're thinking about, you're expecting a reversal. It's like, no, if anything, just a higher low to continue these buys up, right? So that was the plan. And first 2 times BE today, third time today, it actually played through. And I think we did there $21.28. So let's see what percentage that is. I think that's 1%. 21.28 is, let's see, 0.85. Close. But let's see for the day. I think that might be 1% for the day. 2481. 0.99, almost a percentage. If you had runners, congrats too. Look at this, right? I think you already moved like 110 peaks. So if y'all had runner positions, I know you're not targeting reversal. Yeah, no, I'm not targeting a reversal, but it could be, yeah, because like it's the first higher low. We don't have a higher low to continue up yet, right? So yeah, it could lead to it. If it does, and we survive like the BEs, you know, amazing. You know, you can get runners, but it's like a win-win situation because you're expecting a higher low to continue up or reversal. You're placed in a very high probable situation compared to just taking like continuation buys when it's not, when you're missing a whole part of a cycle to continue driving up. All right. Sometimes it might not even reject. Like in this case, it did. But sometimes it might just keep going up. But then that's when you start paying attention to the small time frames for the minor higher lows and all of that. But yeah, chat, what did you guys get there? After 3 trades, for those that didn't give up, for those that trusted the analysis, what did you guys end up getting today? Nothing was crazy, right? No crazy runner, but I think pretty good executions, and we were pretty accurate today with like the wick entry sells zones. You lost, but now you're in profit. 3 trade day, by the way, rare. Yeah, super rare. Super rare. Yeah, it does look a little like fuzzy today, the screen. I don't know why. Don't know why. You might get a driver, huh? Let me just see if I can change this real quick. No, I don't know what it is, to be honest. Blending mode. Oh. Oh no. So what you guys got? 1.3%, 1.8%, got 0.8%. That's pretty good. Discord, what you guys got? 28, 20, 34. W day. If you guys enjoyed the stream, hit the like button. So I'm just like a little sick, so I can't really put together a full sentence without coughing. And I'm drinking cold water, so that doesn't really help. All right, let's go journal this out, man. Let's go ahead and journal this out. So maybe a 4th trade. I think next trade for sure will likely be directional. So I don't think there'll be any more wick entry sells, because I think we're nearing like 60 anyways, right? If you come up towards 60, that's just breaking. So maybe you can get directional moves after that, after the pullback. So yeah, 3 attempts, right? Not on the same trade because we had different price points. So like the same trade would be, I think, 3 different price, same price point. But I think it was just same idea today overall, right? Different price points, because there's no way if you pull back and you get a re-break at the highs, you can't take the same price entry, because what you're doing is you're re-breaking the highs, so high chance to continue to make a higher high. So that's why like those minor pullbacks require us to like move the ranges up, right? So we didn't have any like wick entry sales today because we came close, and it ended up just being 48, and that would have been it. 21.28. $30.4 pips. Drawdown. I don't think any drawdown there, was there? One, two, three. 12.3. Then we got 37 before it retraces around there, right? So I'll put 37 peak before it pull back. Exit reasoning, trail stop loss hit on the minute. Scenario was trail stops, and then that was 30.4. All right, cool. Cool. So I think, yeah, that's both journals, chat. 0.99% for a day. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe there could be a crazy runner or some. I think what's next is directional though, for sure, in terms of what we take. So either bullish or the start of being directionally bearish, but we'll find out, right? Especially since we're coming near the break of the highs again. So let's remove this, and then yeah, we'll see what happens from here. I think you have like a little lower high here starting to form. So we'll see if this really comes up or if this starts to re-break the lows. If it does re-break the lows, then you're in this range still. But now you're breaking a bit of structure. So if you get a push through there, another pullback, eventually below here, I think that's when you can correct the entire move. But that's it. Still a long day, right? How'd you get your hair to look like that? What you mean? I just put some product in it and just, you know, messed it up a little bit. And I got a haircut. I forgot to change lots a bit, so 0.5. I think we could have gone a bigger lot size there, no? I think stops maybe could have been a little better. Like what did we have as stops up here? I mean, it's easier to say now. Oh no, that wasn't stop. That's way too low. I mean, 1300 is pretty tight, but maybe 760 pips could have been stops. If that was the case, we could have used like a 0.11. But conditions are slowing down, so maybe in a couple of weeks we can get something like tighter stops. All right, let me put trades taken here before I forget. And also the record, I gotta update that too. Cool. I feel like I gotta answer that question every day. Y'all gotta stop worrying about my balance and start worrying about what trades I'm actually taking, because it's all the same shit. All the same percentages across all accounts. But yeah, we've been running the 1K account for like a year now, or a year and like a couple months, a year and 2 months, a year and 1 month, around there. So we're gonna grow that to something over time. A down to the same trade. W also re-enters. I don't think so, because I think this is the actual, like, this is the steepest pullback. So I think from here on out, like, if it's a steeper pullback, this could be the actual higher low now, right? So if it's a steep pullback, it's the first pullback you've had of the day, which means that if you drive, you can get continuation. So wick entry sales might be a little more tough because you're essentially going to be bullish after that. And if you start like reversing, you're going to create some structure, right? So eventually you can look for sell. You can look for sells if your reverse is steep enough. And that can be ideas too. But I don't think we can take a same entry. I think it will have to be like it'll have to be continuations of outer end. So that might take a little longer to play out, but we still have a whole hour here to sit and wait. Oh, I was just asking. No worry. I just get the question every day, so I don't want to sound like a broken record, you know? Yeah. Let's see. Did it copy over? Oh, look at this retracement. Can it re-break? Yeah, this copied. This copied too. Wow, we're almost at 2.5, guys. This account, we're like $70 away. So maybe this month. Maybe this month. $15.30 le. Hold on. Where? $15.30 le. I don't see a 15. What time is it? 1 hour closure. I don't see a 15 le. I don't really see a 15 leg candle. 30-minute le. I think you need a steeper top wick if it's bearish. Oh, this was your invisible candle too, by the way. So I think that's also why I had 60 or 48 as a zone, because that was the end of the invisible candle, right? So invisible candle mean that like this wasn't really too much traffic, and it was more so going to be like top of the range, which is like here next. And I guess that ended up lining up with this. But these two candles are invisible. You can just kind of get rid of them, block them out, right? And you had that clean traffic push up. $15.30 le wick fill from Thursday. Thursday was what day? The 7th. Thursday was the 7th. So what happened on Thursday? 15.30 le. I think whatever's there has already been filled by this range here. And this range. Oh, you're pushing here. So, I mean, you can start paying attention to the way it comes down now. So like if it starts coming down very slowly, like within the same momentum and volume as these pushes up, then there's a high chance that this could not be directional yet. But if you start seeing like 1-2 glitches, 1-2 pops, I mean, to correct the move, which means that like if this move took, let's say 16 bars to go up, right? If it corrects it within like a 5 bar, like a 3 bar, it's not like I'm talking about rap here, but a 3 to 5 bar, like anything less than 16, and it shows significantly more volume coming down and going up, then that's a key indication that bearish could be a bit stronger than the bulls, right? Which goes back to what I was saying, like I don't think you have enough structure to continue up yet, because these drives up, although you moved up, like how much does this pop up? This shit was like maybe 700 pips. It doesn't matter if it's 700 pips or 5,000, right? It's how it comes up that matters at the end of the day, because of how consistent the candles are, right? How clean the drives are. But even on the minute here, you can see like a lot of struggle. Maybe this was pretty clean down here. I think this was your cleanest, but this wasn't enough liquidity to confirm that, right? And then you just had like some weak pushes up after that. So it's a little too early to say, but you do have somewhat of a lower high here. And if this corrects this move within like a 1-2 pop, then GG's. The whole thing could be corrected from the morning, right? But that doesn't mean like whoever took buys going up today, like, you know, like that wasn't valid. Like that was valid. But in terms of like, you know, the move of the day, it could still be the opposite, right? That could still switch. How the second wick entry? Oh, are you crazy? Wait, so you didn't get a pampa when we got the third one? I mean, got a crazy runner though, from 28 down to 21. That's like 70 pips. Chat, can we get to 100 likes though? That's like 3 trades today. That's very rare. We don't really get 3 trades a day, like ever. Massive sell-off. A little too early to tell here. This is the first higher, lower high you've had since coming down. So this could easily re-break the lows and drive through. But yeah, this is the first lower high, right? So what that means is just like, or second lower high actually, right? So the more lower highs you have, the more it'll confirm the bearish move down. But it's like way too early. You're like still 70% bullish, 30% bearish in like the move today. Not even, maybe a little less, like 25% bearish in this whole move up. Actually, maybe 30. So you still got this to tell. Like I think this would take it to the midway point, the halfway point. If you get a 1-2 pop below, then yeah, below 04, if you make your way down below there, I think it's also the 4-hour flip below there could take you all the way through towards the opening. He said 3 trades like Christmas.
Soldier boy, tell.
W price. Yes, but on the 4 hour seems still bearish, seem pull back. On the 4 hour higher time frame, yeah. I think what I was referring to was like today and why. I think you're still, I agree with the fact that you're still bearish overall from this move here. Spaceman Sam, what's up, man? Let me just post this on my story real quick. Yo, we got some leg counts in a minute here. Hey, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there this weekend. Hopefully you guys got your mom something. Show your mom some love. Because we ain't gonna have them forever. The best AI of a 3? You said 3? I like all of them, man. I don't know what the last one is, man. I look a little Filipino, but huh? What's up, man? Happy birthday, man. Wait, your birthday too, Addy? I might have missed it. Not gonna lie, I was a little locked in earlier. Who is that? I've never heard of. I don't know who that is. Hey Don, do you also trade funded account? No funded. Just a live person though. No funded. At the moment, at least. Is it good to go funded or just trade live? I think trade live. Trade live until you're profitable, and then once you get consistent, go funded. But you can't be profitable on a funded in hopes that you'll get a much larger capital without having any practice on a live. So I'll go live, make sure I'm consistent, go funded, and then after you receive payouts and you're comfortable, you can go back to a live, because then you have no restrictions, right? And trading on a live is much easier than trading on a funded, because there's less rules and such holding you back, or at least you know you're gonna get your withdrawal, you know. Not guaranteed, but less issues, less headaches. You want to see me live stream funded? Well, I can't. My strategy is not gonna be, or my risk is gonna be really low on a funded. Like I'm gonna have to go, because there's a max drawdown limit, right? I don't risk 5%. I risk 25, 20. So it's not my style of trading to fit a funded, right? A funded is not gonna fit everybody. So I wouldn't try to force myself to change my whole way of trading just to go into funded, because then it's just gonna take some time to adjust to. Like maybe we'll try it one day for like content, but I don't know. As for trading it, I'm gonna have to change like everything that I do, basically, my stops and everything. Polish. Is that a Polish last name? Dog blur, thank you. Hey Jace, what are you doing your birthday? And it's chilling? What are they talking about? What is this? I think we all remember Wicked. Why does he have to trade funded? Alright, see what gold does here, man. I think you're slowing down still. This move down was a lot quicker and sharper than this move up, but it started to slow down here. So could this be like some type of lower highs, or you're gonna re-break the highs? I think even if you re-break the highs, let's just get rid of all these minor zones here, because we don't need them anymore, right? So if you look at it like this is the range. You got some minor support here, you got a resistance here, right? So you can easily still break out above. First breakout could be a fake out though. That's the first breakout above this range, right? If you close back into the range, then you can say it's a fake out. If you get a lower high and then continue pushing down, then you're going to retest the lows. And if you retest the lows and drive through, then guess what this is? Lower highs, or initial high, lower highs, right? So then could this be continuation to fill the range and right, continue making its way down? But that will be more information for us. All right, so just be a bit cautious on the first breakout is what I'm trying to say. Be a bit cautious on, if you're looking for buys, I know some people might be having buys above here, just be a bit cautious. Above there can easily be a fake out. I'll say you're probably better off looking for buys above like 47, 48 above there to continue. All right, or maybe if you create a bit of structure above it, that could be a little better, because this is the first initial move up since the move down, right? So very key to pay attention to that. But if you get some structure, yeah, you can definitely look for the ideas up. But we're still trying to confirm what's gonna happen. Yeah, no, it is. I'm gonna try to fix that. I think it's my HDR on my PC, but I don't know why it changes, because on my screen it looks the same. So I don't know why, like, I don't know. Oh, there you go. How about now? Fix. There you go. SDR, whatever that means. I just clicked on it and it worked. You said 2023 vibes. Yeah, I haven't had this short here since like 22, 23. So yeah, I'm pretty locked. Pretty locked.
Music itself, you know, the feeling of it, the sound of it.
W fix. Chat, 100 likes. Thank you, man. 105 likes today. Appreciate you guys, man. If you guys can sub up, and if you guys want to see me go live every morning, or you will see me go live every morning, but if you want to be reminded of what time I go live, when I go live, and you want that notification sent to your phone, sub to the channel, turn on the bell button, because when we go live, you'll be notified, and you won't be here to miss the analysis. I think we're almost at, what's our sub count? How far am I away from 125,000? Wow, 70 away. 66 away. That might be this week.
Care about people, but because of I guess how people will come at him and almost want him to give them beat.
Why does it keep doing that? Fake out. Let's see. First breakout above the range, right? So we'll be able to tell if it starts breaking above the range first and then shifting back into it. I think this is your range right here. So let's see if you break above it. I think even if you watch the stream and you don't follow our trades, I think there's still like some discipline factor you learn for sure. Something the record. What is the record? The record. Wow, we hit 550. $550, 1, 2, 3, 82. Um, sheesh, I can't handle lower time frames. Gonna look at the 15. Yeah, I mean, you can look at, like, what helps me is like not trying to like look too deep into like each time frame. Like just kind of treat every time frame the same and treat them all fairly. Because like what I'll do is like I'll look at the minute, I'll analyze it for a bit. You know, I'll know the structure. I'll go into 5. Okay, now the 1 minute to 5, like how would that kind of look combined, right? And then same with the 15, 30. Oh, 30 minute, 15, you have a top wick here. 30, you have no top wick. You got 3 minutes for a closure. If you were to flip on this 30-minute candle, if that was to be a worry, that top wick on that 15 would have been the one that drove you up. But now you came all the way down. You came all the way up for a top wick, and now if it's a fake out on the small time frame, which was right here, or if this is your resistance, this was a fake out. As you break back into the range, this could easily take you down, right? And you don't gotta worry about the 30-minute no top wick no more. So you put the pieces like together. Like you're not ever gonna find like one time frame we can look at and be like, oh, this is gonna give me all the information I need to know. Sometimes like yeah, kind of like look at the other time frames as well, right? So the minute 15 and 30, or minute 5 and 15 will give me an answer for the 30. Like 30 minutes is gonna flip, right? How can it not flip? So you go in a smaller time frame, you'll see what would need to be required for you to continue flipping and driving up, if that's like one of the major issues that you're working with at the moment. Then it's also the 1 hour flip too, right? Yeah, that's what helps me. Yo, Don, was this not head and shoulders on the 4? Head and shoulders on the 4. From what? Like, what perspective? Like here? Like this is your head? This is your left shoulder, right? Or like from what? Or like you talking about zoomed in? Like these 3 ends here? I don't know. I wouldn't say. I think head and shoulders is more so of like this, right? And this is your liquidity. This is back to the range. This is the range fill. I think I see that on the maybe the 5 a little bit. Like if you look at it from like here, right? Had this move up, move down. That's your head and shoulders, sure. But I think on the 4 here, these are just like lower highs right now. Like highs, lower highs, lower highs. Unless you're talking about a different one. Oh, right here. You might be talking about this, right? Left shoulder, right, and the head. Inverted. Yeah, could be inverted too. I think we were just on the range. So yeah, you can look at it as that. I think I've seen this as just like a range here. So I had a resistance here. And this is the range you gotta kind of break out of before you get movement. So yeah, same thing. Same thing in this case. Or you can say too, higher lows to continue, right? The structure is starting to shift a little bit with this massive move last week. So yeah, it could be. Okay, you know that video that I posted on my story, or not my story, my Instagram, my last one on the whiteboard? How come like there's so many people that are like in disbelief or just like saying it's like BS that that's what's happening on the candle, but then they go ahead and want to believe like some big word because it just sounds like a big word in trading, or like, you know, some like because I think in the video all that really was just like market structure. I don't think it was like too crazy of a video. I don't think it was too crazy to understand a graph. I can't even log in to show it. I'm in DD. I wasn't patient enough for a perfect setup. You don't gotta get the perfect setup, but like sometimes you might not get the perfect entry, and there is a little bit of drawdown, but that doesn't mean the trade's invalid, right? Like, what'd you get into? 4,700 on the way. Let's see. This is the first lower high, broke the low, so I think you need to pop down and pull back and hold 47.19. This can still be like a minor fake out, but yeah, if you get another continuation of a push here, then a pullback and you should be good. Yeah, 4,700 is very doable if that were to occur. Very, very doable for the move down. I'm trying to put a video up because I don't think it was that like complicated. I don't know why it don't work. The one I saw was just before the gap down. If you zoom in on the 4, I could be wrong. I thought this was the retest of the neckline and fall down. The one you saw was if you zoom in on the 4. Let's see. I thought you meant I couldn't see anything there, so I thought you just meant like on the move up overall. I thought this was the retest of the neckline. Oh, so you're looking at it from yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I see it from here, maybe. Unless this is the neckline. I haven't used head and shoulders in like forever. Forever. Forever, forever, ever, forever, forever, ever, forever. Any Madrid fans in here? Me. I'm a real Madrid fan. My favorite player is Messi. Bro, Messi? Yeah, my favorite player is Messi. Chat, Messi or Ronaldo? Like, I love when Messi began, like... Nah, I don't watch football, I'm not gonna lie. But, I used to play FIFA. And yeah. I used to play FIFA, so I know a little bit, but... I think my favorite player in the game was Iniesta. That guy was a legend. But right now I'm looking at what's that Polish player? Some Dowski? Some Dowski. Like, I didn't know his name, but he has a hard name. So, and he had, I saw that Penzo showed me how he had 5 goals in Bayern. So, you know what, man? We might as well react to that video on stream. Robert Lewandowski, yeah, him. Wait, why are you asking about Madrid? Like, did they hey, how's Arsenal doing this year? I know Marcos was an Arsenal fan. Your gamer tag, bro. I haven't played FIFA since FIFA 12. You'll probably smoke me. Oh, Barcelona beat Real Madrid yesterday. Hey, oh, yo, did y'all see the we gotta react to this. Did you guys see Wembanyama elbow the shit out of that fuck. We gotta watch this. He got ejected. It's actually insane. Like, this elbow would look nasty. And I know he's mad bony too. Pause. But where is it? Right here? We gotta watch. We gotta see some.
Off of the 3, Wembanyama engulfs the rebound.
Oh, that's an elbow. Throw your hands up again, Rev. Wave them in the air like you just don't care.
He cooked them.
Brian off of the 3, Wembanyama.
Like, he looked at him and go boom. Eye contact too and everything.
Nas Reed was the guy who took the elbow. Everybody stays on their respective benches. Officials in quickly to separate.
Bro, how tall is Wembanyama? Like 7'6" or something? 7'8"?
To me, it looked like that was a clear elbow by Victor on the rebound. He had got it cleanly. And
Hey, look at this. Grabs the ball.
The box out.
Looks at him. Boom.
oh,
That's a
That
problem
shit
for
hurt.
Spurs.
yeah, that's going to be a flagrant one. That's going to be upgraded.
The criteria for a flagrant
Reg,
foul.
there is a possibility that's a 2.
Oh,
I think he kind of dodged it though, no? No, that's straight contact. Like, that's his neck.
oh man.
Dodged a bit of it though.
Obviously, the fans are seeing it at a different time than you are at home. There's their reaction. The penalty 2 in a flagrant foul is unnecessary and excessive contact.
After review, there is wind-up, impact, and follow-through above the neck of an opponent. It is unnecessary and excessive in contact.
And the
by
follow-through.
Wembanyama. It meets all the criteria and has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 2. Wembanyama's been ejected.
What does that mean? He just said,
Is that Harrison Barnes? He still plays?
I'm ejected. Read it.
And they played Michael Jackson. That was Aura. Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching them last night. Is that like a red card? Yeah, he got ejected. Like he got I forgot what it's called. I think flagrant 2. So I think that's an ejection. I don't know if that's a suspension. Is that suspendable in the playoffs with Victor Wembanyama? I don't know if they're gonna suspend him. I think because it's Victor, and I don't know. I don't think that's a suspension. I think they're just gonna give him a ejection for the game. Should be back for the next game. You think suspension in the NHL? Something like that might be a suspension for sure, but I feel like NBA is a lot more because it's Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, we just watched that. Harrison Barnes. I was like, is that Harrison Barnes? I can't believe that guy still plays. How old is Harrison Barnes? Harrison Barnes. 33. Oh, he's mad young still. I thought he was like 38 or something. He's been in the league since I was born. Who y'all got wearing the chip? Who y'all got winning the championship? Let's see. OKC and Spurs or Timberwolves next. I don't know. If Victor Wembanyama gets suspended, it might be a game 7. I think it's gonna be the West for sure. I don't think Knicks could compete with the Thunder. Maybe like Spurs, but I don't. Pretty sure OKC doesn't win this. OKC back to back. Knicks in the finals. You think Knicks will beat the Pistons? How's the NHL ones looking? Haven't been keeping up. NHL playoff brackets. Let's see. Oh, we're coming down here. Colorado. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want this answer, but it might be the Knights. As a Leafs fan that lost Marner, I have to admit, if Golden Knights beat Avalanche, it's over because they have so much momentum with Marner on the team right now. Versus like Sabres won't be too bad. Montreal leads 2-1 right now though. Any team but Montreal, honestly. Alright. Nice envy. Yeah, any team but Montreal, man. I can't have another Canadian team win before my team. It's gonna hurt. And we have the first pick. You have two range 2s in the journal? Any range 2 trades? Yeah, that's just like a break of structure. I probably would, but I'm not gonna mark it up. I might not mark it up as a range 2. I don't think I have a play for a range 2, but a lot of our trades require range 2 first anyways for directional moves. So yeah, it could be a range 2 wick entry. You know what I mean? Range 2 wick entry buy. Like, I'm sure we have for sure. I think the sells here were range 2, but I think we marked it off as like a wick entry because the exact entry was just like a push down, pull back, and you know, wick entry sell. Oh, 15 leg candle right here. You might get something. You can get a wick fill, maybe a break below a drop through. Oh, Reggie beat me to it. My fault. I didn't see Reggie. I didn't see. Arsenal. I'll take my Leafs. When was the last time Arsenal won a championship? (2004). Y'all want to know the last time the Leafs won the championship? 1967. So that's rookie numbers, bro. 2004. That was the last time we advanced to the third round. To be honest, so that ain't nothing. 1967. The last time the Leafs have won the cup. Like, my dad was like barely born. Where Wicked, what are you a fan of? Arsenal? Yeah, you're a gambler, that's why. Alright, I think, oh shit, it's almost 11. Wow. Alright, we got 8 minutes left until 11, and then we'll see what's up. It looks like it might be GG's. We'll see. We'll give it a little bit of time before we hop off. We'll place a session stop loss and all of that. But I'm assuming if there's anything we can get today, it's gonna have to be directional next. So we'll see that if that comes today. All right, chat. Pretty good day though. What do you guys think price action today is? I'll give it like a 5.5. Honestly, I don't think it was that crazy. But yeah, 5.5, maybe 6, 5.5, 6, around there. I wonder when we can ever get 8 or a 10. You know, like what even is a 10 day? A 10 day gotta be like super rare though. Like for you to give a day a 10. 10 out of 10 perfect price action day. We have yet to have one. 6 out of 10. That's fair. Very fair, very fair. Look at these wow, we got pip and dippers, man. Thanks for the 123 likes on chat. Appreciate y'all. We got that's a pretty good number. Look at this though. Like we got, you know, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then this is the neckline, came right down. Like, damn. Like who took a trade? Another stream took a trader or something? Y'all just dipped and came right back. Oh, where'd they go? We just got manipulated. That was a fake candle. A little bit of structure. I think for us to break above here, you gotta like make your way above 400 and then pull back and hold and then continue. That'll be enough structure. Right now we're kind of sitting at this minor resistance. So more lower highs, you can get a correction just like gold. Oh, gotta push up here. Can you retest these highs here? 300. If you can retest 300, I'm sure we can go to the range fill up at like 400 or 380, whatever this price is. All right, 6 minutes here. $46.90. I think it's possible. Yeah, if you break below 19, I'll have a better answer. I think it's possible though. I wouldn't count it out. I think 90 is like just the middle of the ranges. And you have a 15 leg candle, so yeah, we're about to find out here. How much is this? 8 pips? Not bad. Anyone have late ideas for leg candle fills? It's not too bad. Do I buy or sell? Hey, what are we at for the month right now? I think we're up a decent percentage. A lot of trades in May so far. Like a lot. We're up 2.68%. So not a bad start to the week, guys. Same as last week too. We started the week off of 1%, and then last week the week it just slowed down, you know. So maybe this week could be a little different. Maybe this week could be a pretty crazy week. I think for the week you have news. CPI tomorrow, big news. Wednesday you got core PPI. Thursday you have retail sales. Friday is nothing. So it's only Monday and Friday where you have no folders, but the rest of the week is pretty valid. So yeah, it spreads are pretty tight here. Let's see, can this fill the leg candle? Can we get a leg candle fill here? It's 85 pips. You want to retrace until 46.50. Untraceable. Give me like 30 seconds there. The W break. Man. All right, we got 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute until 1 hour closure. 1 minute. Bearish candle closure here. So could this be a bottom wick first and then a flip to take us up towards 47.33? Is that a possibility, or are we gonna fill the wick down? You got a 15 leg candle still, right? I don't know if you got a body reaction. Maybe you did. There's a little rejection here, but I think it could be a little better. You know what? I'm not gonna take another trade today, chat. That's probably it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why I'm even stretching this. Chat, we took 3 trades today. When do we ever get that? Never. So I think that's the day, man. I'm gonna call it a day right there. 11 a.m. I think if you're still looking for trades, next up is directional. So you probably want to wait for something a bit more directional. Probably want to see this kind of break out the range. You know what I mean? You want to see this range break out. And I think that's when you get more directional. But yeah, I think that's the day. We'll call it a day right there. 0.99%. So a little short of 1, but still very good start to the week. 3 ideas, or 1 idea, 3 different attempts, 3 different price points. And we finally got the very top of it. So yeah, chat. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be here. Tomorrow's CPI, so a pretty big day. Don't stress it if you didn't get it in today. Wednesday is core PPI. Thursday is core retail sales. And Friday is nothing. All right. So peace out, everybody. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace, peace. Oh yeah, hit the like button and sub to the channel if you guys haven't done so yet. On our way to 125,000 subs. Peace.